being high vibe is actually low frequency. And if you are constantly trying to be high frequency, you're actually repelling your desired reality. And in this video, I'm going to show you why most spiritual people are actually trapped in the lowest frequency possible. And they don't even realize it. And trust me, after watching this, you'll never look at high frequency the same ever again. Now, most people view high frequency as having cacao ceremonies, wearing crystals and baggy clothes, saying love and light, and saging whoever enters a room. But that's not high frequency at all. It's actually the lowest frequency possible. And I'm going to explain why. The first thing you need to understand is, remember this, frequency isn't about feeling good all the time. Frequency is awareness. Okay? Frequency is awareness. When you try to maintain this constant state of high vibes only, you're actually creating resistance. Think about it. Just like a wave, okay? Up and down. The universe operates like that. That's how the universe naturally operates, up and down. This is the nature of reality. But what are these spiritual people trying to do? And look, I was like this before. I've been caught up in this trap in my early stages. But what we were doing, what these spiritual people were doing, were trying to stay up here constantly. And this is what it's like. It's like trying to breathe in without breathing out. It is impossible, literally. And more importantly, it goes against the very nature of the universe. Do you see how ridiculous that sounds? And even me just trying to continuously breathe in. That's exactly what people are trying to do with their emotions. Now, here's what you really need to understand about frequency. And this is where it gets good. Your frequency isn't determined by how positive you feel. Your frequency is determined by your level of awareness. The higher your awareness, the higher your frequency. Now, let's break this down across multiple dimensions. And here's what the spiritual people won't tell you. And make sure you remember this, because this is where most people get it completely wrong. When you are constantly trying to remain this high vibe state, you're actually operating from fear. Fear of what? Fear of feeling anything that isn't high frequency. Oh snap. And guess what? Fear is one of the lowest frequencies possible. But here's the thing. The people most obsessed with being high frequency are actually the people that are most afraid of their own emotions. Damn. Remember that one. The people most obsessed with being high frequency are the most afraid of their own emotions. Now, let's talk about what actually determines your frequency. Well, it's your awareness, and then it's emotional authenticity, and then transmutation. The issue is most people are stuck here, trying to avoid their emotions, when they should be here, trying to transmute them. Think about it like this. If you are constantly running from your negative emotions, what frequency are you actually operating from? What are you emitting? Well, you're operating from fear. You're operating from resistance. You're operating, listen carefully. You're operating from denial. So how do you actually raise your frequency? Well, it's much simpler than what these spiritual teachers make it seem. But first you need to understand this. And this might trigger you. The highest frequency possible isn't constant positivity. Now lock in what I'm about to say. It is the ability to be present with any emotion without resistance. The ability to stay present with any emotion without resistance. Remember that. And now, before I show you how to actually transmute these frequencies, let me give you a real example. Let's say you are manifesting something. Let's say a relationship, okay? But bring this to whatever desired reality that you want to create. You're trying to draw the perfect relationship to you. However, today you wake up feeling anxious or worried. What do the mainstream spiritual teachers tell you to do? Oh, just think positively. Just raise your vibration. Just don't let those low vibes in. Oh, God. But here's what they don't understand, and this is going to change everything for you. The universe doesn't register your emotions as positive or negative. The universe only registers, in that moment, it only registers your resistance. Wow. The frequency isn't in the emotion itself. It's in your relationship to that emotion. And when you resist an emotion, what are you creating? You're creating a frequency of resistance. However, when you accept an emotion, you create a frequency of allowance. Going back to that example, look, I'm feeling a bit anxious today. I'm feeling a bit worried. It is what it is. Accept it, allow it, and feel it. So here's how you actually raise your frequency, right? And this is what separates the real masters from those think positive preachers. Once you notice you are feeling that emotion, this is step one. Awareness, okay? Be aware without feeling judgment of that emotion. Just become the observer. Because when you are the observer, you are emulating God. Step two is acceptance. Allow the emotion to exist without resistance. And then step three is alchemy. Transform the energy through presence. Now, neutrality brings you to the present moment. So if you need a moment to just breathe through that emotion, you know what I mean? Bring your body back to homeostasis, then please do. There's nothing wrong with that. Because that is way better than creating an unwanted reality. Don't you agree? And this is why most people's manifestations don't work. They are too busy trying to be high vibe, that they're actually creating resistance to their current frequency. Remember this, because this is the most important part. True high frequency isn't about feeling good all the time. It's about having the awareness to be present with whatever is actually happening without resistance. And that's real mastery. Now, before you go thinking, oh, this is way too simple, remember this. The universe treats you exactly how you treat your emotions. So if you are constantly trying to escape your emotions, the universe will constantly give you things to escape from. Remember that. And look, I've been there. And this is why I share this information. So you can get out of this spiritual bypassing or bypassing your emotions, like ignoring your emotions. That is so detrimental to your frequency. And here's the thing, most spiritual teachers won't tell you this because it doesn't sell their course, it doesn't sound good in their marketing, it doesn't get you into their program. But I'm not here to sell you enlightenment. I'm just sharing what I received during meditations and personal experience. And if you learned something from this, then please make sure you leave your key takeaways in the comment section below. I read every single comment, and the key takeaways that you leave actually help others understand this information better as well. So I really appreciate you for doing that. But for real, if this information helped you, then please share it with someone who needs to hear it. And remember, you don't need to be high frequency all the time. You just need to be real with yourself.